Well, hey folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you at the main cave. I've had several requests for people to show how to set up reverse thrust, okay, with a very simple, with a ESC that isn't a smart ESC. It just has that little telltale pigtail on it that indicates you're thinking, what is that little yellow pigtail for? Okay, well, if you've got that little yellow pigtail, 9 times out of 10 that means that ESC supports reverse thrust. Okay, so I've got an old DSMX protocol receiver here. I'm going to bind this, and I got a battery here obviously. I'm going to bind it. I've already bound it to this receiver, so this receiver and this transmitter talk to each other. Okay, I'm going to plug the ESC, the throttle, into the throttle port on the receiver. Okay. Now, let me show you what I did. In my transmitter, in my IX14, okay, there's the aggro model. Okay, now I've gone to, I don't have the ESC plugged in right now, so we're going to go to model setup, channel assign. Okay, proceed. This is the same procedure, just the screen looks different on your NX10, NX8, DX9, whatever, anything that has a screen that you can monitor stuff that supports this kind of activity. It's the same idea. You're going to change. Now what I have done is on that receiver, okay, I'm going to choose aux1, okay, which normally would be what my flap channel or channel 6. And you're going to take that little yellow wire. Any receiver, always this part of the receiver, down here, the face of it, is where you're going to put your signal. There's always going to be the top port, almost always the top port, or whatever the signal port is on the receiver. In this case, it's the top. So I'm going to plug it in the very top. See the pins there? It's going to go right there. Set that to the side. Well, where that translates to in this, that is aux1, and I have picked my C switch, okay, which is right here. Now you could put that on any switch you want. Like say you wanted to put that on a 2-position switch. Well, let's just go ahead and do that. Switch A, which would normally be your gear channel. We're going to use that. We're going to do switch A. So aux1 will now be switch A, but also I've got it here. So we'll just leave that alone. All right, we're just going to say that aux1, that's where it's plugged in, is going to be operated by switch A, 2-position switch, which is a good thing to use. All right, like I say, we're already bound, so we already know that the two talk to each other. Okay, we've already seen what I did on the receiver. We're going to back out of there. There's the model. Okay, make sure my throttle's all the way down. Okay, I'm going to plug in plug that in. See the receiver's got power now. Okay, now watch. Time to stop. See, throttle works right now. Oh, look at that. I flip the switch. See everything moving? Alright. Time to stop. Flip it again. Time to start. See everything moving over there? Okay. Now it's going this way. See the tape there moving? Okay. So that's how you do that. You just flip the switch. You just assign forward program. You assign a switch, 2-position switch or a 3-position switch, but be careful. I have found that with Like a lot of these FMS receivers, they want you to use a 2-position switch. Otherwise, you flip it again to the 3rd position. Now it goes back to the 1st position. You follow me? So every time you flip it, it's changing position. So that may be why a lot of times it's better to put on the I button. Okay? Why don't we go ahead and do that real quick, just to see how it works. Okay? Just to show you how simple it is. Again, I've got it plugged into aux 1, which normally be my flap. We're still plugged in. Okay? Let me unplug for safety. I'm going to unplug the model. We're going to go to model setup again. Okay? This is just a good thing to practice. Okay? All right. We're going to go back to channel assign. Okay? We'll proceed. Okay? And aux 1, I'm going to hold the bind button. Now see how it switched, aux 1 switched to switch I? Okay, back out to the model. Okay? Now that is definitely, it's kind of like a 2-position switch, you know, it's an interrupter switch, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to plug that back in. Okay? Receiver's green.
Timer stop.
Okay?
Timer stop. Timer start.
Everything's going backwards. Watch that piece of tape. Okay? You hit the bind button. Okay?
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Back at me. There, hold it down. Okay? Then it goes back to me.
Timer stop. Timer start. Timer stop.
All right, and that's how you do that. You just simply physically plug the little yellow wire. Okay. Simply plug that little yellow wire into an open port on your receiver. Okay. And then on your receiver, make sure that the signal wire. Now, sometimes either have 3 parts, but usually it's just the little yellow wire. Regardless of how this part is, okay. Anytime, and this is for any servo. Anytime you're plugging anything to a receiver, the signal wire is always the lightest wire. Okay, the lightest color, which in this case is the white, and for this one, is just a signal. Is always going to go towards the inside part of the receiver, or wherever the signal port is. And lots of times you'll see an S, a negative, and a positive on the side. Well, that S is the signal. So wherever that S is, that's where it goes. But almost all receivers, it's going to be towards the label of the receiver. All right, well then you just plug it into whatever open port, assign it to a 2-position switch, and you have thrust reverse. I have proven and I've shown that you can change it. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that made it clear. I hope I didn't make it as clear as mud for you. But that's how you do it. And it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Y'all have a good, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends. God is good, and God bless y'all.